Welcome back. It's a special edition of the End Around Show. It's our off-season episode. It's we got this two strong survivors, the lone survivors here. We've got myself, Evan Grossman, senior editor, Football.com, and the one and only Joe Scumaci, live from North Carolina, joining us. How are you tonight, Joe?
Doing well, Evan. NBA draft is on, but I love talking football, man.
Right. It's so funny. Like, just a quick little aside here. The NBA draft versus NFL draft, it's like no comparison.
No.
There's so much more buzz around the NFL draft. But one thing I wanted to open up with today, actually I saw something on the internet today. Whoa. Had some technical difficulties there, playing the show in the background while we're doing it. Something caught my eye today. Something caught my eye today. It was actually a picture of the Washington Redskins cheerleaders dressed in Indian garb. They look like Pocahontas. Or it came across as such bad taste. With everything that's going on with the Redskins right now, potential name change, the revoking of the trademark around the name. So. The team has been around since 1932. We've been talking about this off the air just now, and our society is just so PC that it seems like we're not going to tolerate the Washington football team being called basically a racist term anymore. Just bring us up to speed here. What do you think? Should the Redskins change their name? Is this completely blown out of proportion, or is this now at a more serious level than we've ever seen it?
Oh, I mean, Evan, my personal opinion, which could differ from anybody out there, yourself or any Redskins fan or NFL fan, and it doesn't bother me. This is all I've ever known as the Washington Redskins. But like you've said, we're really 2014 transitioning, and everything's got to be politically correct. From when it was the buzz of Michael Sam and homosexual, that media that came up then, and now you've got names. I'm a big fan of the Cleveland Indians and the Major League Baseball. They're now being sued for their name representing Indians. So clearly Native American associations are not happy with the way their names and these terms, slangs they want to call them, are being used. But Daniel Snyder, he's one of the most stubborn owners in the league, Evan, and he's not going to go lightly. Reminds me a little bit of a Donald Sterling thing with the Clippers, but Donald obviously ended up giving up, I guess you could say, ownership. And I think Daniel Snyder eventually will go away from the name, but as long as he keeps this in court, Evan, he could delay this years down the road if he really chooses to.
Yeah, you're a Cleveland Indians fan. I like the Chicago Blackhawks, but both of those teams, it's not the same as Redskin. Redskin is a nasty word.
It is.
We've seen the commercials that the Native American group have put together, and it feels funny, supporting a team name that, even if it's one or two people, if they find offense to it, then it's offensive. So I think we're finally we may see a resolution. You're right on with Daniel Snyder being one of the most stubborn guys out there. This is going to be in court for a long time, but I just have a feeling that the issue has been popping up from time to time. But I think for the last year, it's been gaining momentum, and I don't see a way that the Washington football team is going to have to, or is going to be able to avoid having to change their name.
Right, and the Washington football team, well played on your part. I've seen them called everything, Adam. I've seen, or Evan, we could call it the Thundercats, we could call it whatever they are. Ask Washington Redskins fans, they're still going to be fans of the franchise. They're not going to leave because the name's going to be changed or whatever. I live right here in North Carolina. They just went from the Charlotte Bobcats to the Charlotte Hornets. Nobody batted an eyelash. I mean, a name change is a name change. It's a franchise. It's the players you root for. And I just think, eventually you're right. These names are going to change. I do see the Redskins changing. The Indians probably, whether they just get rid of the logo and Chief Wahoo. I know we're drifting off in other sports, and the Blackhawks with their logo as well. But I do think over the next couple of years, with as politically correct as our society is becoming, you're going to start seeing these teams' names change, and I think the Redskins will.
I agree, and I think that as long as they don't call themselves the Pelicans, they'll be fine. I mean, how horrible the name is that?
Bad. So bad. So bad.
All right. Well, for the Washington Pelicans, Joe Scumaci, I'm Evan Grossman. We'll catch you on Football.com.